All right, everybody. I'm back. Pulling the curtain so you don't get blinded. I hope you're well. Database reactivation. This video is going to change your agency. It's going to make all your clients very happy if you do lead generation. In this video, I'm going to share with you the single best strategy that I have ever found for lead generation for done-for-you marketing clients. You can use this to get your clients hundreds, if not even thousands of leads in the first 30 days of working with you, completely free of charge, without any ad spend or any of that crap, and it works incredibly well. And I'm really excited to share it with you. I have no 997 course, I have no webinar to send you to. Fear not, I just want to give you this without asking for anything in return. My business partner Bo recorded this video, so hats off to him. He's way more intelligent than I am. So he built this thing and he's going to share it with you in the video. Now, I also need to tell you that there is a standard operating procedure in this video, basically a Miro board with all the fancy moving parts of database reactivation, and you can just basically find it in the description. I was contemplating putting it behind some sort of email paywall, but then I thought, fuck it. I don't want your email. I just want you to be successful, right? So you'll also find throughout the video, we explain the strategy, and then we actually clipped in some go high level support videos to explain how to execute on it. So not all of it is our content, because High Level have actually recorded videos on how to do this in High Level, because that's the software we use, and they explained it really well, so we didn't feel it was appropriate to re-record what is already working. So hats off to High Level. We don't have an affiliate link or anything like that. I just want to give you this, and like, if you like what you see, you can just subscribe and like. The main thing I ask is you don't quit. Just take this stuff, run with it, make some money, and never give up. That's all I ask in return. I'm going to cut the clip in. I hope you find it useful. There's my tennis ball. I'll see you in the next one.
Hello everyone and welcome to the Imperium Agency Incubator Service Delivery, the 7-figure agency, our 7-figure agency, database reactivation. Now in this video what we're going to be discussing is database reactivation, what it is, how we use it. If you're already familiar with this, it'll probably make a little bit more sense. If you're not, just follow along with this video. And really how we've used database reactivation to scale our agency to 7 figures. As honestly, I think without it, we wouldn't have gotten very far. Database reactivation allows us to basically guarantee money in the pocket for every single client that we sign up without using a single dollar spent on ads. And this strategy immediately differentiates us from our competition. Having an agency and being able to run an agency that knows how to get your clients results, really good results, sometimes even groundbreaking, life-changing money results for your clients by simply using a free strategy, which is what a database reactivation is, has truly been the key to the success of our agency. We've been able to improve our offers. We've been able to improve our marketing. We've been able, our sales processes was now basically turned into, giving, I'm losing my train of thought. It basically allowed us to really scale our agency in every single level, because of this strategy. And today in this video, I'm going to discuss what it is, how we use it, the results we've gotten for clients, the SOP attached to it for our agency, and how you can set it up yourself in High Level, which is the tool we use for database reactivation. Now, without further ado, let's get into it. So here's what we're going to cover. What is a database reactivation? How does it work? What does it really mean? And it really is super simple. It sounds maybe very complicated or something that you aren't familiar with, and that's fine. But it's incredibly easy. And guys, I can tell you right now, if you add a database reactivation to your agency and to the service that you're selling to your clients, you'll be able to make your offer better, you'll be able to charge more, and you'll actually get your clients literally twice the result that you're currently getting from probably just utilizing paid ads. And the best part about all of this, it's 100% free. It's literally a organic strategy that does better than thousands of dollars worth of ad spend. And I know that might sound crazy, but it's truly what a database reactivation does. I'm going to give you some example text and email messages we've used and you can use for your agency, results we've gotten for clients, why this is so easy to sell and use for your agency's growth, which I've already kind of gotten into a bit, our database reactivation SOP, and how to set up a DR or database reactivation in High Level. Now, this is one video and there's going to be missing parts. This isn't a tutorial program. This is all about where we talk about strategy, and then it's going to be your responsibility to build it for your agency. Now, the entire setup that we use for gym owners and that we show gym owners on how to set up done for you and done with you program is available in the bonus Gym Growth Accelerator program that you've also gotten as part of your package. And that'll be in module 1, building your appointment booking machine, and in module 2, the alchemy of free appointments, which is what a database reactivation does. It gets you free appointments. Now, without further ado, what is a database reactivation? Simple, it's a bulk outbound text or email campaign to your client's marketing list or database. I can't tell you how many businesses, especially local businesses, have 2,000, 3,000, 4,000, sometimes even 10,000 or 20,000 phone numbers and leads just in the database, just in the vault, right? Email, think about email marketing lists, think about, old customers and leads from other campaigns. And this isn't just a campaign that you can use for local businesses. You can easily use this strategy for e-com as well and add that to your service, right? The amount of data a lot of these businesses have lying around from old marketing campaigns, especially if they're old businesses, 10 years plus, is absolutely insane. And the best part about this, and why this service works so well and this strategy works so well, is because clients rarely utilize those lists, meaning there's so much money to be made by simply using a database reactivation, because it really is just a bulk outbound text or email, preferably text. Text just works 10 times better than email, sending one little simple message to that list with an offer attached to it and getting people to sign up for that. This can be leads, this can be old customers, just any data that clients have lying around that isn't currently a customer. So for gyms, we're not going to send this to members, but if it's for e-com or for a business that has repeat buying, right? So for instance, dentist industry, the dentist might have a lot of clients that show up once every 6 months. However, getting them in for a teeth whitening or something else, that is fine as well. So just use common sense with this. It's 100% free. This is the best part about a database reactivation campaign, because no client's going to say no to this, because it doesn't actually require any money from them. So it's literally a 100% free campaign that makes our clients a boatload of money. And the minimum that we usually make our clients with the database reactivation, the absolute minimum, is usually around $1,000, $1,000 in monthly recurring revenue. And yes, $1,000 isn't going to be a life changer. It isn't going to change the game. However, that's $1,000 per month for the client in their pockets before we even spent $1 on ads. Now you can charge more than $1,000, right? But it gives your client such a big confidence boost when you make them this that money for free off the bat very fast. Gives them a massive confidence boost and trust in you, knowing that their ad campaigns where they are going to spend money are going to be spent wisely. It also gives them extra funds to play with, like ad spend. So an example client would be a list of 3,000 phone numbers, names, and emails, just leads, old customers, etc., just what they have lying around, just an actual database. And what we would do is we would send one simple text or email with an offer and an autoresponder triggered on that message, asking leads if they're interested in the offer. We simply send one text, hey, this is business. Do you want to sign up for this offer? The better the offer, the more results you're going to get. If they respond with a certain phrase, which we add into onto the message, they immediately get added to our golden follow-up system for clients. That's it. That's what a database reactivation is. It's so simple, but honestly, there's no strategy out there that is free, that is more instant result, that is faster to set up, and that is easier to use. An example average results would be 3% of this list signs up for the offer and books an appointment. Now, 3,000 phone numbers, names, and emails is very common for a lot of businesses, and 3% is a very big average. Like, the results get a lot higher than this. That's 90 appointments for free. 90 appointments. Now just look at your stats and think how much you would have to spend on Facebook ads or Google ads to get 90 appointments for your clients. A database reactivation allows you to do that for free for your clients. And this is why adding a database reactivation will build your 7-figure agency. It will do all of the work for you. It is really that good. And why this works so well on top of your paid ad service is because it's, first of all, 100% free. So there's no objection to this. It's guaranteed results. Like I said, say you have a list of 3,000, your client's going to get at least one customer from that. At least, I can tell you that right now. So it's guaranteed. It's free and it's guaranteed results. Some are better, some are lower. But even if the your list has your client has 3,000, a list of 3,000, and they only get 5 appointments out of it, that's still fine. That's still 5 appointments, probably 1 or 2 customers, and it's free. Remember that. And it gets results and money in the bank for your client in the first week of starting. And this will give your client all of the confidence they need to stick with you for the long term and to be able to trust in your ad process. It will decrease support. It will decrease, flaky clients that are, just always panicking and freaking out, when no leads are coming in from Facebook ads. Doing this will build such a strong bond with your clients because your clients will pay you money and you will make them money immediately without spending an extra cent, right? It's just a transaction. Like, they pay you money. This could be a setup fee for a database reactivation and Facebook ads. You start the DR, you get them 50 appointments, they close 10 to 20 clients, they add $2,000-$3,000 in their bank, and how hard that is. It's so hard to get instant return for clients when you're using ads. It's usually a very slow, long-term process, which adds a lot of challenges to the agency to keeping those clients for the long term so they can actually reap the benefits of the ad spend. But a DR cuts away all of that process and simply just makes your clients money off the bat. And the main thing that will get you amazing DR results is a really strong offer. Really, like I said, it's all businesses, like you've heard this a million times, like it's because people need to be reminded more than they need to be taught, basically, right? An offer is basically everything, and the best DRs are usually just utilized because of a really strong offer. Like, this will work very well for you if your clients are using strong offers. So, example text and email messages. Like, what does this actually look like in the market, right? Like, we've discussed this, and that's all great. But what does this actually look like, right? This simple outbound text that we send to the client's list to get results for them and appointments and customers. Like, what does it look like? Very simple. 5 examples here. Hi, name. It's Olivia at company. Are you currently stuck at home but still want to stay healthy? Then I have good news. Today we're giving out a few 21-day challenge special offers to our new online training program. If you want one, just reply yes online. And that yes online, if that phrase is texted back, they immediately get added to our follow-up campaigns because we have a autoresponder trigger to that, which is possible in high level. The other one. Hi, John, it's Olivia at Imperium Agency. Today we're giving out a few free 10-day passes. If you want one, just reply one word, 10-day. Or another one. John, it's Olivia at Imperium Agency. Today we're giving out a few 6-week transformation packages. A few free 6-week transformation packages. If you want one, just reply one word, 6 challenge. John, it's Olivia at Imperium Agency. Today we're giving out a few free 14-day passes and a complimentary one-on-one personal training session. If you want one, just reply one word, 14-day. And another one. Hi, John, it's Olivia at Imperium Agency. Today we're giving out a few free 10-day passes as a Black Friday special. If you want one, just reply one word, Black Friday. This is it. I know it may look way too simple for this to work, but guys, utilizing this in your agency will change the game for you in every way possible. It will allow you to offer better, which will allow you to get more meetings. The selling process is going to be so much easier. Because it's a lot easier to say, look, spend $1,000 with us, then spend another $1,000 and hope to get your money back, then spend $1,000 with us. We're going to immediately make that money back for free, and then we're going to start ads. Right? Like, just think about how much easier it would be to sell if you have a strategy like this for free that gets your clients 90 appointments, right, off the bat in the first week. This will allow you to also charge more, and the best thing, your clients are going to get better results, which allows you to get more case studies, which will get you more referrals. Like this, the DR can literally be the starting point of your 7-figure agency and your success because it basically feeds into everything we need. It helps with our service. It helps with our selling process. It helps with our offer building and building an irresistible offer. It helps with our marketing. Right? What we did for NorthFlow was we advertised 100 appointments, 100 plus appointments guaranteed for free in your gym in the first 90 days. That's it. And we could only guarantee that 100 appointments if they had a certain list size. However, if they had a smaller list size, we just guaranteed them 50 or guaranteed them 30. But the amount of responses we got from that and the amount of clients that were ready to sign up for that was insane. Because the best thing about it was, and this was just an added benefit, 100 appointments for free, guaranteed in the first 90 days, without spending a single dollar on ads. Like, just think about how good of an offer that is. If you would get an email with an offer like that, hey, I can help you get your agency 100 appointments for free in the first 90 days, without spending a penny on ads, you're going to sign up for that. And the ways you can structure this in your offer is you can do pay per appointment for just a simple DR. You can get paid massive amounts of money, 3-4 grand for just running the DR, and after that running ads, right? You can just get paid a management fee, and your DRs are an added benefit to your service. There's so many ways you can squeeze so much value out of running a database reactivation that you must be mad if you don't add this to your agency service this month. Okay? Because it really is this simple. It isn't complicated at all. It's an outbound text campaign to the client's list using simple 2-sentence texts like these, with introducing, just calling out the person we're texting, introducing the company, highlighting our very strong offer, and then telling them how they can get it by giving us, one word. And then the autoresponders will do the rest. It's completely automated as well. It's so easy to do this. So, results we've gotten for clients. You've seen this slide before if you've watched certain type of videos, but this is the results we've gotten. So, client A, 240 clients in 10 months. All of the clients we start off with is through DRs. And you can see like 10 months, 14 months, 36 months, 16 months. The only way we were able to retain clients for that long is because we were able to get them absolutely crazy results in the first month, which allowed us to build trust with them, but it also allowed the client to spend money with us because they made money from us off the bat without spending a cent on ads. 532 clients in 14 months. I think the most successful client in our history using a DR and ads. 46 clients in 1 month with a DR. Now just think about the LTV from your niche. All right, 46 clients. I'm just going to use the gym niche for example. So our average client charges $100 per month, and their average retention is 10 months. So every every customer for our clients is worth $1,000 when you look at it from a lifetime value perspective. Now we ran a DR for client C, and he got 46 clients in 1 month for free, zero penny on ads. I don't know how much he invested with us. I think like 6 grand. Now that is $4,600 in the bank, right? Cash, but from the lifetime value point of it, that is I think 5 grand spent and $46,000 in lifetime value earned without any ads. Just think of how well you could do using this strategy. Another one, client D, 90 confirmed appointments in 2 days. Client E, 60 new clients in 1 month, a DR. 60 new clients. Again, we can use the same example. The amount of you can charge by getting results like these with a DR is crazy, guys. 25 new clients in 1 month. Also a DR. And using a DR as well, I just want to add, as a starter agency, is going to make it so much easier for you to scale, because you'll be able to offer really great things. You'll be able to offer 50 appointment guarantees, 100 appointment guarantees, simple pay on performance structures where you get $50 to $100 per appointment. Say you do the 90 appointment, you use client D as an example. You get paid per appointment, let's just say $100, $50. You use a DR, which is completely free, super easy to set up. You get your client 90 confirmed appointments. If you're charging $100 per appointment or $50 per appointment, you've got $4,500 in the bank in 2 days with one client. And guys, they're going to make that money back very easily. Another one, client G, 96K. Wow. Monthly recurring revenue in 16 months. We used ads and DR. 65 clients, 25K profit in 7 weeks, DR and ads. And this client, actually, remember, I think we spent like around $2,000 on ads, mainly like cold traffic ads, but most of it came from the DR. 7.4K in MRR in month 1, just the DR. Now, let's just say you're charging 2 grand per month, 3 grand per month. You run the DR, you get them a 7.4K monthly recurring revenue in month 1 without spending a penny on ads. Another one, client J, 1.7 million annual revenue in 36 months, one of our long-term clients, DR and ads. Client K, 120 new clients in 6 months, DR and ads. Now, these are obviously very crazy results, but this is honestly This is honestly not even that far from what the average is, which allows you to do very well with the DR. So why is this so easy to sell and use for your agencies? Now, I'm kind of going to skip this slide because I think I've already kind of touched on that point. Like I said, you'll be able to get your clients results for free. You'll be able to make their money back in the first 30 days. You'll be able to build rapport and trust with the client because you get them results very fast. You'll be able to offer better because you can basically get your clients really great results and make them a lot of money for free. You can make your marketing better. You can make your selling so much easier. It's a hard sell, saying to your client, spend $1,000 with us, spend another $2,000 on Facebook ads, $3,000 in the hall, right? And then hope for your money back. Otherwise you're screwed. Or spend $1,000 with us. We're going to make you 1 to 10K in the first month for free, and we're going to use that money that we've made for free and then reinvest it back into ads so we can keep on scaling. Like, just think of what you would probably, be more comfortable with selling and what would be easier. Well, obviously option 2, right? So our database reactivation SOP, it's a super simple SOP, but it really kind of explains everything. Obviously all available in the description. So our database reactivation SOP. So first of all, we run a DR to our clients list every 4 months with a new offer. This will allow us, because there's going to be a lot of non-responses, right? Like, we get a 3 to 10 response rate or 2 to 10 response rate. That means there's still 90% that still, can still apply. Which means that we can just keep refeeding our offer and new offers like Black Friday specials, Christmas specials, new offers to the same list and keep making money for our clients for free. Like, the amount of growth you can put through to your clients by just using the strategy is crazy. Another great thing is you're going to be running ads, right? And a lot of those leads are not going to show up that you've gotten from the ads, right? You're going to feed those back into the DR, meaning you can squeeze even more results out of leads. So let's just use an example, just so you can kind of see how crazy this could be. Okay, so client database, usually 1 to 10K. Some have a very large, some have a little less. The standard is usually around 3,000. The larger the list, the more weeks it will take before the client is finished signing up all the leads. So be prepared for that. Be prepared that you might sign on a client and not run actual ads for them for the next 30 to 60 days. And that's fine. Gives you time to prepare. It means you have to hire less because you have more time for clients and onboarding. Just all types of pluses. So you're going to upload this client database to high level. There'll be a video on that shortly. And we're going to use high level for all of this stuff. So let's just say the client example. I'm just going to put down a box here and I'll delete it later in a second. So let's just use client example that we sign on has a list of 5K leads. All right, perfect. Now we upload that to high level. Let me just give it a little nice background, or which one was it? This one. There we go. Client example, list 5K. All right, perfect. Now we're going to upload that list to high level, right? Upload that list to high level. Great. Done. Easy. Now we're obviously going to select a strong offer. I'm just going to use an example of a 10-day free trial for gyms. The stronger the offer, the more results you get your clients, which is just plus for everyone. Now, what we're going to be doing is we're over the next month, or depending on how much calendar space they have and how much volume they can handle, we're going to be sending bulk text message campaigns. Now, we trigger these messages with an autoresponder, meaning if the prospect responds back with a certain line or phrase, they automatically get added to our lead nurturing campaigns. Now, these campaigns you see right here, you'll see these reply with one word yes online, reply with one word 10-day, reply with one word 6 challenge, reply with one word 14-day, reply with one word Black Friday. So these are autoresponder triggers. So whenever a customer replies back with these full one-word messages, and it doesn't have to be capitalized, by the way, but we make it capitalized just so it's easier so it stands out, they immediately get added to our golden follow-up system for clients, right? And you guys have gone through this already, but it's basically this system. So DR is basically just another way of getting leads, and after that, it's the exact same process we would use for getting leads to show up and book appointments and stuff like that. A DR just gets a lot of leads back into the pipeline, and then immediately we add them to our golden follow-up system for clients and squeezing as much value out of those leads we've generated through DR. All a DR is running ads for free. That's really it. Like, that's the example you can use. It's just running ads for free. Instead of spending $1,000 to get 100 leads, you spend nothing and you get 100 leads or 200 leads. And then you get the same result out of this system. That's it. Okay. So the average text response rate is 2 to 10%. So let's just use, again, just an average. List 5K, 30 days to send, 30 days to send. Response rate is, let's just use the example of 3% again, on the low side. Can definitely be higher, let's keep it on the low side. Right? Okay. Perfect. Now, we send them through our automatically golden follow-up system, and our clients obviously make a boatload of money without spending $1 on ads, and then we start our paid traffic campaigns. Now, let's just do the math here. Oh. That's not supposed to happen. Let's just do the math here. All right, 5K, response rate. Response rate, 3% of 5K is 150. So, responses, 150. Now, with our golden follow-up system, responses, 150. Now, with our golden follow-up system, that'll turn into 120 appointments. I'm just going to remove this line because there's no need for it, actually, because I'm going to delete this section anyway. It's just for the video. Now, with our golden follow-up system, those 100 appointments are going to turn into 70 show-ups. Probably more. Let's just use 70 show-ups. Your client is going to get 70 people into the business. Now, conversion rate, just their sales ratio is 50%. Result, 35 clients. Now, LTV of a client, let's just say, let's keep it on the low side, why not? 750, right? So, your client, for free, made 35 times 750. Now, I'm not a math genius, so I'm going to do this. I'm going to type it in, 35 times 750, 26 grand, and some change. I hope I'm getting, this is getting clear on why you should get a user DR. Okay? A list that your clients were barely using in 30 days, or 60 days even, doesn't really matter, in 30 days. Let's just say client pays you, client, example, client pays 3K upfront for 3K upfront for startup. 3 to 5K, doesn't really matter. List 5K, 60 days to send, response rate of 3%, 150 responses, 120 appointments, 70 show-ups, conversion ratio of 50%. And these are all pretty low numbers, except for the conversion ratio. That's 50% is pretty good, but the others are pretty low, so it'll probably turn out to the same number. Result, 35 clients. Let's just say lifetime value is $750. LTV result, the total the client's going to make on these clients, 26 grand. And cash, probably, I don't know how much a client is, you know, depending on the business, but let's just use $50, right? 35 times 50, that is 1750, if I'm not mistaken. I'm just going to type it in, 1750. So, yes, they didn't make their money back, right, with what they invested with us in month one, right? They made 1750 cash, but this is already a hell of a lot better than what most marketing agencies do. And clients will know, if they sign up 35 clients, they will know that you made them 26 grand because they know their numbers just as well as you do. So they know 1750 in the pocket. Well, we have 35 clients. Well, if we just deliver the same service we have been delivering for years now, we're going to make 26 grand out of these clients. And this can be done with e-com, with dentists, with teeth whitening. It doesn't really matter because the strategy always stays the same. It's a bulk text to an already existing list with a strong offer. Now for ecom, like, you know, it can be like a new order, like it can be like a free plus shipping offer. Like it can be that simple. And, you know, you might get 300 orders, free plus shipping. But those 300 orders might turn into an average order value of $5,000, $6,000. And you'll have 300 customers that will rebuy, and, you know, you'll have other systems in place. So just think about it, right? Like even for ecom, this is a strat you want to use. But this is really like, this is how it look. This is what it looks like. And we haven't even started the ads, right? We haven't even started the ads. Like this money, this 26 grand, half of that can immediately be reinvested into ads, meaning you can 10x the results, meaning you can charge more and keep them for longer. That's the SOP. That's the system. And this works like a charm. The database reactivation is one of the biggest things that is connected to our agency success. Like truly. Having something like this, you're going to do very well. You'll be able to offer great things, and you'll be able to get your clients kick-ass results. Because, again, I'm just going to say it, like all these numbers are really great, but you need to remind yourself of one thing. These are free results. Actually, I'm lying. It's not free. This, sending 5,000 texts on Twilio, probably going to cost you 20 bucks. Right? Alright, so 20 bucks. That's the cost. It's kind of like having just very cheap CPM, basically. So that's kind of the SOP. I hope this is getting through to you. And I hope you're just as excited as I am. And I hope you're immediately already building a plan for adding this to your agency, as this is truly going to be the game changer for you. Like truly. Alright. Now, how to set up a DI on high level. Now this one is recorded by the high level guys. It's also available on, I think, the high level support site. It shows you how to, all the basics of how to set up the DR in high level. However, there's one thing that they don't show you. You can always reach out to us if you want to know how to set that up. Is they use the positive intent feature on high level for getting leads, like just people saying like, yes, I want this. Oh yeah, great. Send it over, etc., etc. And we use the auto response feature, where a client has to type in a specific word, and then they get added to our follow-up systems, like our follow-up campaigns, which is this right here, right? And that's simply just set up by a trigger. Okay, so most of you will know what that means if you're familiar with high level. If you're not familiar with high level, get familiar with high level first. I'm not even going to touch on that. There's literally a billion videos out there that give you hour-long tutorials, and you'll be a high-level expert literally within a day. And then you can come back to this video and start working on your database reactivation. The main thing I'm going to stress on in this whole thing, these are all technical things, right? The main thing that matters with the DR is just having really good offers. That's it. Because these texts are all very simple, 2-sentence texts. A baby can write this. The main thing that matters out of these texts is the offers that you're using to send, to get them, that get people to sign up. That's the main thing. Like, don't focus on the fancy stuff. Don't focus on any automations. Just figure out a really good offer that you can use for your DR first. Because the higher the offer, the higher the response rate, right? Meaning the more eventual lifetime value result your client will get. So, very important. Now, I'm going to give the reins to the high-level guys to show you how to set up a DR on high level, the technical side of it. And without further ado, I'm going to go into that video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. But this should be very exciting. Honestly, please just get on this. Like, it's going to be a game changer for you. All right, I'll see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.
All right, so let's talk about what we are going to learn in our lesson. We are going to learn how to build a database reactivation campaign for a fictitious client, Dr. Bob, who's a dentist who is interested in offering a free teeth whitening if you book a cleaning. Database reactivation campaigns are awesome, great ways to land new clients because you can show what you can do without them having to spend money on ads. So let's say you're like, all right, Dr. Bob, give me your database. I'm going to shoot out a text blast. And so our campaign is going to start with a text blast that's going to go out to his database saying, hey, I've got 10 free teeth whitening vouchers here on my desk. Would you be interested in one? Now we're going to then leverage artificial intelligence to filter the replies. So anybody who replies back positively that says, yes, yeah, sure, awesome, sounds good, will automatically be added into the follow-up campaign that says, great, I've got a voucher with your name on it. The next step is to just go ahead and click here to book your cleaning in order to redeem your teeth whitening. And then we could extend that. We'll talk about how you could extend that nurture campaign out over the course of a couple of days. But the next cool thing that we're going to build is a little filter bot that can understand certain replies that may come back to your nurture campaign. So we're going to talk about, here are 3 common ones. Maybe somebody would ask about pricing. Maybe someone would ask about location. Maybe somebody would ask about hours. We're going to build the location one. And so once you understand how to build one, you can build as many as you like. So we're going to build one that will understand if somebody asks back, hey, where are you located, what's your address, etc. And it would automatically send a reply back answering the question and then saying, and once again, here's the link to book your cleaning when you're ready. Then we're just going to, so we're going to have a booking widget somebody fills out to book their appointment. And once they do, we're going to push them into an appointment reminders campaign. We're going to do all that by following the steps that I've outlined down here. And so we're going to go through each step inside of high level. We're going to build this whole thing out on the high level platform. So you do need a high level account in order to follow along. But the great news is that we offer a free 14-day trial. So you can just head on over to gohighlevel.com, sign up for a trial, and you'll be able to follow along with our lesson. All right, so in order to get started, the very first thing that I have to do is just create a new sub account in high level for Dr. Bob. So I'm going to breeze through this really quickly. We have all these different industry snapshots. I'm just going to start with a blank, and I could search for a real business here, but because Dr. Bob's Dentistry is not a real one, I'm just going to make one up. Dr. Bob the Dentist, Bob at dentist.com. And this is Dr. Bob's, 1, 2, 3, Dentist Street in Philadelphia, United States, PA, and 215-555-5555. Cool. So let's create that sub account. Awesome. And now I can hop down into Dr. Bob's, and now we're ready to get started. Okay, so first off, we can see that I don't have a Twilio number yet for Dr. Bob, which is going to be a problem because we want to send text messages on his behalf, right? So I'm going to click resolve and quickly just grab a number. Let's just throw in an area code here. All right, great. That number looks good. Perfect. So now I have a Twilio number set up, a phone number that I can use. Perfect. So now we are ready to get started. We're going to go sort of backwards here. So the first thing that we're going to do is create a calendar for Dr. Bob, our cleaning and free whitening calendar. So let's hop over here and we're going to go, we're already in our settings area. We would just go settings and then we would click calendars. I'm going to add a new one. I'm going to give it a name of cleaning plus free whitening. We have lots of options in here. I'm not going to go into all these, availability, all this kind of stuff, link it to Google Calendars, etc. But we are going to just leave it all blank for today and hit save. Okay, great. So now we have our calendar taken care of. We can come over here and just keep track of our progress by, oops, I guess I'll just turn it a different color here. So done. All right. Next up, campaigns. We're going to build 4 campaigns for our demo today. The first one is going to be our offer blast campaign. So let's go over here and we're going to go left-hand column to marketing campaigns. And we're going to create a new one. We're going to give it a name of offer blast. So I would probably do DR, like for database reactivation, to keep it all straight. And now we're in Campaign Builder. So this offer blast is just going to have one message in it, and it's going to be an SMS. So here we're going to say hi, and then I would grab a custom value of the person's first name and say, this is your favorite dentist, Dr. Bob. I've got a few free teeth whitening vouchers here on my desk. Would you be interested in one? And I'm going to hit save. Okay, so now that I have my one text message in my campaign here, I can come up here and publish it. All right, great. So there is campaign one. Whoops, looks like I can't do one at a time. So let's change that back, and we'll just have to remember that we took care of that. I'll just do a dash. All right, next up, our positive reply nurture campaign. So this is when somebody comes back and replies to that text positively, we're going to put them in this campaign that says, great, go ahead and click here to book. So we're going to go back to campaigns. We're going to, we want to add a new campaign here, and we're going to call this positive reply and nurture. So here again, we're just going to do an SMS that says, great, I've got a voucher. Let's reiterate our offer. Free teeth whitening voucher with your name on it. Or we could say like, in order to redeem your whitening, the next step is to book cleaning. You can grab a day, time that works for you by clicking here. And now we need the link to our booking calendar. So I'm going to save this and let's go get that link. So we're going to go back to settings, calendars, and over here we can see we can get a link straight to our booking calendar. Now, we're not going to go into it today, but I would actually go into Funnel Builder and build a landing page for this so I could put, Dr. Bob's logo on there and dress the page up. But for our demo today, linking directly to the calendar will work. So we're going to come over and we're going to go back to that campaign and we're going to put our link in here. Okay. And that's obviously a pretty long and not attractive link, but when I would make my real landing page, I would have a nice URL, right? So let's hit save. Okay, great. Now, this is going to be a nurture campaign, right? So we want to get right back to them. So after 0 minutes, they're going to get this reply of when they get added into this campaign. But we would also want to continually remind them, right? So like, I'd probably want to send another text tomorrow. So like, hi Chase, just a friendly reminder from Dr. Bob that we've got a free, teeth whitening voucher waiting for you. Don't forget to book your cleaning by clicking here. And again, we would throw the link to the calendar, right? And so we might want to say we want this one to go out 1 day later. And then maybe we continue that, right? So maybe after we send this one, we also want to send a voicemail. So here I could upload a voicemail saying, hey, it's Dr. Bob. I'm just following up. Wanted to make sure, we get you booked so that you can get your cleaning and your free teeth whitening, right? So maybe that one would go out like, I don't know, an hour after we sent the text message. And so I could continue just building on this, right? I'm just going to leave it like this for now. And again, change this from draft to published. Okay, so there's our second campaign. Now, next up, we have our location campaign. So this is going to be the one if someone were in the nurture campaign and they were to ask a question about our Dr. Bob's location. This is the campaign that the bot would push them into. So let's call this, let's go back. And so instead of creating a new one, what I'm going to do is actually just duplicate our nurture campaign. So I'm going to click into it and copy it. And we're going to change this one to be asks about location plus a nurture campaign. And we're going to put that in Dr. Bob's sub account. So when we go back to campaigns, here it is. We're going to click into it and we're just going to change this first message because we know that they just asked about our location. So I'm going to change everything up until our booking widget. So we're going to say we're located at 123 Main Street, right across from the Starbucks. Here's booking link again for when you're ready to book your cleaning and receive your cleaning plus a free teeth whitening, something like that. And then the rest of the nurture is the same, right? I want them to get the rest of whatever I had, so I'm going to leave all that in there and I'm going to scroll up and publish that. All right, so again, we're just building this one possibility that the bot would answer with if people ask about location, but you could build multiple campaigns, right? Maybe you want one campaign that answers questions about insurance, or one campaign like we talked about that answered question about pricing or hours. Again, you would just repeat the steps that we just did for that location campaign that we just completed. All right, so the last campaign that we're going to build is an appointment reminder campaign. So let's just copy this name real quick here and we will hop back to campaigns and we're going to create a campaign called, oops, I can just paste it, appointment reminder campaign. Now with appointment reminders, what's cool is that high level knows if somebody goes into a campaign and they're carrying a pending appointment that they booked via a booking widget. So what that enables us to do is things like this. So we can write a text message and say, hi, Chase. Just a friendly reminder. Actually, the very first one that we want to do is a confirmation, right? So we're going to say, hi, Chase. Your cleaning plus a free teeth whitening. Man, I'm having trouble typing today. A free teeth whitening appointment for, and then we grab the appointment start date and time, and then we can throw in the time zone just so there's no confusion. Is confirmed. We look forward to seeing you then. And then maybe you just throw in like, Dr. Bob, or you could just come down here to the account and throw in the account name by default, whatever you want to do, and hit save. So we want this one to go out right away, which is good. And then we want to build our reminders, right? So again, we could do this with SMS and email and Facebook message and all sorts of stuff. We're just going to do SMS today. So hi, Chase, just a friendly reminder of your cleaning and free whitening appointment tomorrow at, and then again, I would reiterate this to be at the start date and time with the time zone. And maybe you want to throw in things like, please reply to confirm that you're going to still come, or whatever that might be. So let's say this one we could set to go out before 1 day, and let's just do one more. Chase, oops, we would use the dynamic variable here. Just a reminder of your, and again, I'm not going to type it all out, but your appointments in 1 hour. We look forward to seeing you. And again, it's all fully customizable. You can make it say whatever you want, but I would do before 1 hour. Okay, so we've got our appointment reminder campaign all ready to go. We'll take it out of draft, publish it, and now we have finished with all the campaigns that we need for our lesson today. All right, so next up, we're going to start building some triggers, which is where the fun really begins. So the first one is our positive intent trigger. So let's hop over to the left-hand column and head down to triggers. We're going to make a new one, and we're going to call this database reactivation positive reply. Okay, so on the left-hand side, we have to set our condition. So we're going to choose customer replied, and then we need to define this a little bit. So we want to say they replied to a campaign that was our offer blast, right? We're going to push out that offer saying, hey, we've got these free vouchers. Would you be interested in one? And then we're going to choose the intent type of their reply is positive. Okay, so if somebody replies positively, the action that we want to take is to add them to the next campaign, which is the positive reply and nurture. Okay, so that's all our first trigger needs to do. Anybody who replies to our blast positively is going to get pushed into our positive reply and nurture campaign. So we just scroll up to the top, hit save, take it out of draft and activate it, and we will be ready to knock out our next trigger. Our next trigger is actually going to be a little folder of triggers all related to people asking about a location. So let's go back to triggers, and I'm just going to make a folder to keep these all neat and tidy. So we're going to say database reactivation, ask about location, and we'll make a trigger, and we'll say, okay, so this one is going to be located, and we'll put it in that folder that we just created. So now we are going to say, okay, if somebody replies and they replied to our campaign, which was the positive reply and nurture campaign, that's the one that we just put them in with the previous trigger, and their reply contains located, we want to add them to the asked about location plus nurture campaign. Okay, so any reply that says located, it will push them into here. We're going to hit save, publish it. Now we're going to click back to triggers, and we're going to duplicate that one. And this one's going to be the same thing, but with a question mark, because we have to differentiate. If somebody says located and it happens to be at the end of the sentence with a question mark, we need to have that as an option so it gets recognized. So let's replicate this in Dr. Bob's. Okay, here it is. Let's move it real quick to our folder, and let's go edit it. And here we're going to put located with a question mark. Okay, save, active. Okay, and let's go do that one more time just to illustrate this point. So let's duplicate this one, and this one would be address. So same thing, Dr. Bob's. Okay, move that into our folder. Oops. And let's edit it. And so this one would be address, because maybe they might say, what's your address, instead of where are you located. So we're creating all the different possibilities of things that we know people might say that indicate to us, hey, they're asking about a location, so that our bot that we're building right now can go ahead and push them into the right campaign to answer that question. So let's hit save, active. Okay, and so that's all we're going to do for this one, but you could see how you could keep building out different variations based on what they might ask under the topic of location. All right, and now last up, we just need our trigger that's going to push people who make a booking into our appointment reminders campaign. So let's go back to triggers. We're going to add a trigger, and we're going to dr new booking. Okay. So on our left-hand side, our condition is going to be when a customer books an appointment in our calendar, that is our cleaning and our free whitening calendar that we created in the very beginning. We want to go ahead and add them into our appointment reminder campaign. Now, you might want to add a bunch of other actions over here too, like maybe create, send an email to Dr. Bob saying, hey, we generated a new booking for you. Maybe you want to add them to a pipeline, create an opportunity. There's tons of things you can do in here. We're not going to do anything for our lesson today. We're just going to keep it simple like this, and we're going to hit save and activate. All right, so the last step is for us to create our bulk request to push everyone into our offer blast. Now, before we would do that, we would need contacts in the system to bulk request into our blast. So let's do a couple of things. The way that we identify contacts is through tags. So I'm just going to go to settings, tags, and create a tag really quickly. And we're going to call this database reactivation, group 1 or something like that. Okay, so now let's talk about how we would upload contacts. So we would get them from Dr. Bob's system, whatever that system may be, and we would come into Contact Smart Lists and we would import them. So this is going to ask us for a CSV file, and I actually don't have one here on my desktop, but you would go through the normal steps. You'd upload the CSV, it would ask you to map the fields, it'll ask you what you want to do if it encounters a duplicate contact, and then at the end it would ask you if you want to tag the people that you are importing. And we would just enter that tag that we just created, DB group 1. So let's pretend that I'd updated a list, and so I'm just going to add myself in here as if I were on that list. Okay. And there I am. Now let's just go give me that tag. So again, we're pretending I came through in that upload, and now I'm here in the database with a tag. Okay, let's do a refresh here so we can see my tag. Oh, I forgot to save when I applied that tag, so let me just do that again real quick. Tags, group 1, save. There we go. And now we'll see me with my group 1 tag. Perfect. So now we can go create our bulk request by going to marketing, bulk request. We're going to add a new one. We're going to give it a name. So let's call it database reactivation group 1. We're going to select the campaign that we want to push everyone into, which is our offer blast. We're going to select when we want it to happen. So we want to do it now. We're going to choose all contact types. And here's where we're going to choose the tag. So this is saying, okay, only the people that have this tag do I want to push into that blast campaign. If I left this with no tags, it would push everybody in the database into that campaign. So here we're just going to do people with our tag. We're going to hit add. And then the last step that we need to do is just push play to set this bulk request into motion. And then we can test out what we built. So I'm going to go ahead and hit play. Okay, so that's going to run in a second. In the meantime, I'm going to open up my soft phone, which is going to be, actually I don't have it loaded on this computer, so I'll just open up my phone and we'll go run a test. So we can hop over to campaigns, and we're going to see this 0 change to 1 as soon as that bulk request runs. So we can see here it's going to run at 5:10, which is 1 minute from now. So I'm just going to pause until that happens. Okay, so there it went. And now if we come back to campaigns, we're going to see that there's one person in that campaign. If I clicked that, it would show me who is in here. So we can see that the one step in it has been completed. And so if we pop over to the Conversations tab, we're going to see that the system sent out our database reactivation blast, right? Hi, Chase. See, you put my name in there. This is your favorite dentist, Dr. Bob. I've got a few free teeth whitening vouchers here on my desk. Would you be interested? So now it's waiting for a reply. And remember, we built that positive intent trigger that's going to know if I come back and say, yes, yeah, sure, awesome. So let's test out. I've got my phone open here. And I'm going to say, sounds good. Okay, so boom, sounds good. The AI knew that sounds good is positive, right? I didn't have to say yes, and it added me into our follow-up, our nurture campaign. So it said, great, I've got a free teeth whitening voucher with your name on it. In order to redeem your whitening, the next step is to book a cleaning. And remember, we linked to our booking calendar. Now, let's pretend that I wasn't quite ready to book because I have a question, right? And remember, we built a bot that understands if a question is about a location. So let's say I type back, where are you located? Okay, boom, there's my reply. And remember, boom, our bot kicked in. We're located at 123 Main Street, right? Oh, and I made a typo. Across from the Starbucks. Here's the booking link again to go ahead and book a free whitening. So, okay, great. My question has been answered. I'm satisfied. I'm going to come in here. I'm going to choose a day and time, and I'm going to put in my details. And if I had turned on sticky contacts, it would have already put in my phone number because it already knows my phone number. But I'm just going to fill in my details here. Okay, great. I can skip that, and now I can add that booking to my calendar. So because I made a booking, our last trigger that we set up is going to fire. And then, oh, there we could see it already did. Hi, your cleaning has been and again, it threw in my day and time, has been confirmed. We look forward to seeing you then. And now remember, I'm going to get those other messages that we added leading up to my appointment. And I'm just curious as to why it didn't say my name, and so it's probably because I made an error somewhere. So if I go campaigns, appointment, reminder campaign, sure enough, I chose user first name when it should have been contact first name. And that would have fixed the issue. All right, so that's it for our lesson. To recap, we were able to run a database reactivation campaign for a potential client, Dr. Bob. He didn't have to spend any money on advertising. We were able to take his existing database and drum up new interest and get people to automatically book onto his calendar using some cool little AI and some cool little bots that we created that can answer some questions. Thanks a lot for hanging out and taking our lesson.